Well, it seems like we got another conservative dumbass attacking gamers. I do not understand why conservatives hate gamers. They've been starting fights with gamers since Doom in the 90s. That's why you guys see me play Doom when I talk about these idiots. Because if it was up to them, we wouldn't have this legendary franchise, the best FPS franchise. We wouldn't have Doom if these zealots had any power in gaming. And now we have another conservative named Charlie Kirk. He's pretty famous in the conservative space, and he's telling men to never buy a video game ever unless you can make enough money so your wife never has to work a day in her life. Yes, he's telling men to stop playing games and start simping for women. And we have a tweet with an attached video, and I'm just gonna play the video because the tweet just shows the quote. Here is the video.
You're a father now, obviously, but what advice can you give to young dads that are either about to have their first child or just had their first child? What would you, we've been through all of that, but what would you say to help encourage them?
Well, I would say you need to understand the biblical role of the father. Again, I'm still learning this. I've only been at it, for 2.5 years.
We're still young.
But when it comes to your child, you are tasked to protect them both physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and really outside the house and obviously in other ways as well. Quality time is everything. You're not above any of the duties or the tasks or the roles. But you're also, you as a father and as the provider, you need to get your act together so much that your wife never has a financial pressure ever on the family. And if you have not done that, then you got to get your act together. And let me tell the men out there, you do not spend a dime on video games or sports games or things for yourself until your wife does not have to worry about finances. You come last in the family when it comes to finances, period. That is your job.
What do I even say to that? Mind you, this dude is a fucking millionaire, a multi-millionaire. He owns this whole Turning Point USA convention. So it's so easy for him to say that his wife doesn't have to work ever and that he can just pay for everything. His wife never has to worry about finances because you're rich. What planet are you living on, man? That is not feasible in today's economy. Nobody can raise a family on one income in this country. You are delusional. You are out of touch. And of course, you have to use God as a justification to say some stupid shit because you have no brains. That's why religious people be saying the dumbest shit, because these people live in another dimension. They do not know how to think for themselves. They just say God and people just cheer. You're asking men to be wage slaves for women and never buy a fucking video game until their wife never has to work a day in their life. The 99% of people cannot do that. 99% of men do not have enough money to the point where their wife can just sit on her ass all day and do nothing. And kids on top of that. So you want men to make enough money so the man's kids and wife doesn't have to work a day in their life before he buys a fucking video game. What does this have to do with video games on top of that? Video games are meant to escape. It's escapism. It's meant to escape the problems you are dealing with in your life. It's entertainment. Entertainment is escapism. That's why it's so stupid when these people just attack video games, not realizing it's a hobby. You're meant to relax and have fun, because life can be annoying, life can be stressful. But these fucking conservative dumbasses keep attacking video games. They have an eternal beef with video games. Y'all been saying dumb shit since the 90s. And now you're telling men to be wage slaves for women before buying a video game when you're a fucking multi-millionaire? How did these people get so out of touch? Like, I'm genuinely confused. Was this guy born rich? I don't know his story. I don't know the lore behind this man. Was he born rich? Because it's so bizarre to me that someone can become rich and just forget what it's like to not be rich. And this guy is not even that old. At one point, you weren't rich. So how can you say some stupid shit like this? Before you became a millionaire, were you able to do what you just said? Were you able to make enough money so that the wife and kids that you have can never work a day in her life? Even if you didn't have enough money back then, before you got married. Again, I don't know anything about this man. Even if you didn't have a wife and kids back then, did you make enough money so you can support 3 other people before buying a fucking video game? I'm gonna say you didn't. So whatever job you had before you became rich, whether it be a middle class job, lower middle class, it didn't give you enough money to support 3 other people while supporting yourself as well. Fuck off with this stupid ass comment. You are dumb. You are delusional. You are out of touch. And nobody in the replies to this tweet is agreeing with you. And his first reply says, bad advice. This is financial slavery and spoken from a multi-millionaire who was wealthy when he got married. The better advice is for men to stay focused and find a stable income with good growth possibilities. If you want to live in a single income household from the get-go. You can't just have your wife be like a housewife if you don't make enough money. You need to be rich to have a housewife because there's not many jobs that gives you enough money to take care of 2 people. It is not even just the jobs. It's the cost of living, electricity, rent, food, water. You have to do twice the amount of that on the job you have, according to this fucking idiot Charlie Kirk. Not even just twice. If you have 2 kids, you have to do 4 times that on one fucking salary. Not in today's world, not in modern America. No, that's not realistic. That's not possible. Blame the fucking government. The government made it too expensive to have kids. Same thing with all these corporations and their shit wages. Child wives are not for the average person. It's for the wealthy. And you want men to just serve women? And according to your religion, women should serve the man. That's what this reply is saying here. Wrong. Make sure the family is completely provided for and then the rest is up to you. You are not a slave to your wife. She submits to you. Agreed. That's what your fucking religion said. The woman submits to you. So why are you telling men to be a slave for the women? As long as the basic stuff are provided. Food, water, shelter, safety, the basic necessities. What happens after that is up to you. If you want to buy more stuff than that for your family, fine, go ahead. If you want to chill and relax and play a video game after a long, hard day at work, do that. Buy some video games. Why would you tell men to never buy a fucking video game until their wives never have to work a day ever? That is the most delusional, out of touch statement I've heard in a long time. This sounds like entitlement because so many women nowadays are ungrateful, entitled, fat, disgusting bitches. Y'all don't fucking deserve to have everything just handed to you while you sit on your fat fucking ass and do nothing. Y'all want to be an independent woman? Get a fucking job. I'm not gonna just buy everything for you for the sake of buying everything for you. I want to play a game. I want to relax, sit down in my chair, my PC, and play a video game. I'm not gonna just sit here and make sure you don't have to ever do anything in your life before I play a video game. This is retarded. This is delusional. These religious types are so out of touch. They are living in another dimension. Religion makes people retarded. It makes people delusional and uneducated. And I'm not surprised someone who's super religious is trashing on gamers once again. Don't listen to this dumbass comment. He is delusional. If you want to buy a video game, buy a video game. If you have a wife, if you want to do things for her, go ahead. Don't be a man that never enjoys his own life and just worship women and sit for women and give women everything. No, work on yourself. Build your own life. Get a good job. Get in shape. Don't be a simp for women. This is ridiculous that Charlie Kirk would even say something like this. He's pathetic. He's out of touch because he's super rich on top of that. Not saying if you're rich, you're inherently out of touch, but he is. And a lot of wealthy people are saying things that are delusional and out of touch. So don't be a slave for women. Be a gamer. And I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So Charlie Kirk, go fuck yourself.